Coming up next, I'm going to share some tips for dealing with time anxiety and just some basic things to do in finding jobs. We'll take your calls, and it all starts right now. I am coming to you live from Ramsey Solutions Studios in Nashville, and you are joining a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, where you want to do that, and how to get there. Yes, we're answering the age-old question, what should I do with my life? Well, the answer is what you were created to do. Now, we're going to look at the work portion of what you were created to do. Because I really think if we boil it all down, it's really about relationships and work. I really do. I think it's, who are you meant to be in the relationships in your life? And that's everybody, from close family to extended family to dear friends to acquaintances and to strangers. Our relational connections and responsibilities and who we are supposed to be. And then we look at our work contribution, because I believe we were created to work. That's not our entire life. It's not your entire identity, as I just addressed. However, you were created to contribute. So we want to look at that contribution in your work, through your work, to make the world a better place. This is what everybody longs to do. We want to help people. I hear this all the time from people who call the show, have no idea what they want to do. They can say, Ken, I just want to help people. And I say, welcome to the human race. This is what unites us all, no matter where we're from, what we look like, what we believe. We all are united by this desire to make a difference in the world. So we're going to talk about living and working on purpose and finding what that contribution is, your sweet spot, where you use what you do best to do work you love to produce results that matter. Let me say that again, because that is how you populate and answer the blanks in your purpose sentence, your why. You use what you do best to do work you love, to produce results that matter. That's the work application of living on purpose. Let's figure out what it is for you. 844-747-2577. That's the phone number. It is toll free. 844-747-2577. People calling from all around the world. We are live on YouTube right now each day from 12 Eastern time. And it's about a 40-minute show, maybe 45 if I get long-winded and fired up. And then, of course, you can watch it on demand after that. And then, of course, you can listen to the radio show and SiriusXM satellite radio version and podcast version of the show. You got all those options. KenColeman.com to connect there, at Ken Coleman on Instagram. You need to follow me there. We're doing some great stuff there for you. So let's get to it. I saw this article from the team. They got this to me. I thought this was really great. And this is a productivity type article, but I've never seen anything written on time anxiety. Now, we all deal with certain levels of anxiety. And anxiety is obviously a big bone-crushing type thing for a lot of people around the world. But this article focuses on time anxiety, meaning feeling that you're never getting everything done that you need to get done, that you're not using your time wisely, that time is wasting. We all have this. Think about it. We've got this tension-filled relationship with time. So I saw this and I thought, man, this is really, really good. And by the way, Joe, I don't have it here on my article. I want to give credit to this. Can you please give me the source of this article? That'd be great. And I'll mention that in a moment. So we all have this tension-filled relationship with time. And this is from Fast Company. And thank you very much. And so here it is. There's 4 specific things here on how to deal with this anxiety around your time, how you're spending your time. It's really good stuff. Number 1, acknowledge your relationship with time. Basically, the idea here is you can't stop time. You can't slow it down. Might feel like it's a little slower when you're in that miserable job. If you're doing what you love, I can tell you the week flies by. But the reality is we've all got the same amount of time, same amount of minutes and seconds in a day. So you can't stop it. So you need to get to this point where you you don't have all the control over time itself. You just have to control you and focus on what you are doing. It's really helpful. It's not like, oh, I don't have enough time. Yeah, you do. Ken, I'm telling you, I don't have time. Yeah, you do. You've just got too much going on, trying to squeeze into the time. More on that in a second. Ask what time well spent means to you. This is a great exercise. Couple of questions here. Start by asking yourself, what does a good day look like? And we're talking about not vacation day. We're talking about a normal day in your life. And we think about time. What are you getting done? From everything from maybe quiet time in the morning before everybody gets up to relaxing before bed and kind of putting away the day and maybe thinking about the next day, whatever that looks like, from a personal time to family time to work time to exercise time to eating time, whatever it is. What's a good day look like? Outside of work, what hobbies and activities do you enjoy in the moment? So again, this is a little bit of enjoyment each day. And I think that I'm speaking to myself right now, we get okay with going long seasons of time where there's not a whole lot of enjoyment. We're just biting the stick and getting done what needs to get done. And I'm talking outside of work. I enjoy my work tremendously, but I'm a dad of 3, husband to a working mom. We got a lot going on. You got a lot going on. And we got to stop and go, hey, there needs to be some enjoyment here. Even if it's a glass of red wine sitting on the dock near the lake, whatever it is. What is it for you? Here is a great exercise. Darius Farrow's got a 6-spoke theory to help you get some ideas of what that good day would look like. So categories. So he categorizes it: body, mind, love, work, money, play. Body, feeling healthy. Mind, healthy mind, pushing you, growing you. Love, who do you want to spend time with? Work, what work or task make you feel good? You get that every day here. I talked to you about that. Money, how do you want to use your money? What makes you feel comfortable? A certain amount of money in the bank, no debt, obviously. And then play, hobbies or activities. So body, mind, love, work, money, play. Really good categories to go there. Okay, let's move on. Number 3, understand that the issue with time is your planning. And I touched on this. And here's what's written. The goal here is to be realistic about what you can do. The issue is that we don't have enough time. And yet that's what we say. I don't have enough time. No, what we need to be saying is, I'm trying to do too much. Study after study shows that most people only have, at best, 2.5 hours of truly productive time a day. Whoa. So what would your life look like if you said, if I'm the average and I have 2.5 hours of productive time a day, what if I just doubled that? And I was productive in these multiple areas that matter to me. Really, really good food for thought. Finally, make space for the things that matter and just do them. Stop overthinking this. It really isn't that complex. I've given you some really good things to do there out of that article. But at some point, you just have to decide. This is what my day needs to look like. And that means I'm going to have to say no to some things. I'm going to have to pause some things. And I'm just going to do it. And life's going to get better quicker. I'm just telling you. But we need to start with stop saying, I don't have enough time. That's my challenge for you. When that thought comes to your mind, go, oh, just picture a little miniature Ken going, careful. That's going to give some of you nightmares. The point is this. Go, I'm trying to do too much. I didn't plan well. I think that's the actual narrative that we need to tell ourselves. Oh, geez. It's not that I don't have enough time. I'm trying to do too much, or I didn't plan well. Really good food for thought. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. Let's go to Wheatland, Kentucky to get our phone call started with Lisa. Lisa, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thank you for taking my call.
You bet. What's up?
Question is, for many years, I've been wanting or thinking pretty consistently about making a career change. But I'm concerned as to whether or not this is a wise decision because my position is semi-stable, like pretty stable job security-wise, and it pays well. The area where I live, there's just not much opportunity. And for my husband and myself, relocation is not really an option or on the table.
Okay. All right, good. Well, let me start by saying I'm never going to give you advice. I'm never going to encourage you to make a bad financial decision in the process of switching careers or pursuing something you love. I'm never going to do that. Everything I teach, nothing ever comes up where I go, who cares that you got a stable job, that you make really good money? Leave it today. Woohoo! Let's jump off a cliff and see what happens when we get to the bottom. You know I'm not going to tell you that, correct?
Oh, exactly.
All
yeah.
right, so let's just drop the worry. Now let's spend our energy on what's the bridge. Number one, before we build the bridge, we got to say, where are we building the bridge to, correct?
Yes.
Then we start building the bridge. And once we build the bridge, we have a plan that is essentially the bridge. And so we're never going to put yourself in a situation where you just uppity, lickety split, I'm going to leave my stable job and good income, okay? So where is it that you think you want to go? Instead of thinking of the job and the place in this small town or small area where you're limited, what is it that you want to do? Let's just start there. Or what would you try tomorrow if you knew there was zero risk?
That's what I've been struggling with. My ideas would be in, I guess, a couple areas. I do tend to like hands-on work. I like projects. I like something with at least a little bit of creativity or vision.
Okay, good.
The other area that I thought was interesting that does relate to my current career, because I'm in medicine, would be a veterinarian technician for large animals. But then on the other side, the things I've looked into are more like becoming an electrician, like a plastics engineering, like more along those lines.
Yeah,
like
interesting.
Hands-on, project-based.
Well, let me tell you something. The plastics engineering and the electrician fall into the hands-on work and the projects, and I would submit to you more creative than you think.
What I'm running into is I contacted a college that's 35 miles away, and they have a plastics engineering program. I got my bachelor's in biology from that same college or university, and I emailed the professor, and I asked him, I said, where do your graduates typically get jobs? What's the outlook? And he essentially said, in the area where the college is and where I live, he says, there's no job opportunities. Anyone who graduates from the program goes to like Dayton, Cincinnati, Columbus, etc. He said that graduates from the program who do stay local will get sort of like factory-ish work, but it's really not plastics engineering.
Okay,
it's like that degree helps them, but it's not really the same thing.
Okay, so what do we know? What's our conclusion on plastics engineering education? It's worthless. Don't even think about it.
Yes, it's an out. It's a no.
No, it's a complete no.
I contacted the IBEW in my area, from my zip code where the IBEW would be.
Yeah.
And what I found is that where they have their apprentice working is 2 hours away. So it's 4 hours of commuting. And
good grief. And that's the only, but is that the only avenue to becoming a working electrician?
No, that would be going through the union side.
Well, so guess what? Off the table. Gone. I love what we're doing here. We're making great progress, Lisa. This is great.
I know, and I'm getting a lot of no's. I did actually...
Wait. You're getting a lot of no's from who?
Well, I guess it would be from the professors and, the man in charge of the local union.
Okay, but wait a second.
Well, they're not telling me. They're not telling me no.
I know.
I'm saying it's not an option.
Well, good. Okay, you just threw me when you said I'm getting a lot of no's. Now I know what you mean. So here's the deal. We take those two options off the table. The fact of the matter is you don't need to go to school, a traditional school, to be an electrician. There are, there's multiple ways. I'm guessing in your area, the multiple people that can train you so that you get that certification or the training necessary. And I would suggest to you that I feel confident, I could be wrong, that's why I'm wording it this way, that you can get that electrician training while still staying in that very stable, good job. Am I right or wrong?
There is a community college. Their program, it's a 2-year, and they have classes Monday through Friday.
Wait. I don't think that you have to go to, unless I'm missing something.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Why do you keep going traditional education? That's called trade school. Not traditional. Community college isn't going to get you ready to be an electrician. There's 2 ways to become an electrician. You either go to an actual electrician trade type school, or you start working on the side for a successful electrician, and you learn the real ins and outs. And then,
I see what you mean.
Yeah, and then there's the licensing, whatever the local licensing is. I'll give you an example. I've had some work done in my house. I'm finishing a room over the garage that was unfinished when I bought it. And we had an electrician come in, and he had both of his boys doing work for him. Mm-hmm. And they've been working for him, I think, one for 3 years and one for 2. And they've learned how to become electrician. He's monitoring everything. These guys are like 24 and 26, and he's having them doing a lot of the work, and he's double checking all of them. I'm standing there watching him going, did you do this? All right, good. And I started asking questions, and they are on their way to becoming licensed, but they're doing work.
I see.
What is the licensing? What is the requirement in the state of Kentucky and in your county? That's what you need to find out today before sundown.
Okay.
I feel like you're still thinking about what I'm saying.
No, I do know there is the electrical code testing.
Yeah. You will, in order to do it full time and get to the right level to make what you want to make, you're going to have to get, certified or whatever they call it. You're going to have to pass something. But that's not going to be difficult for somebody like you. And what I'm saying is that if you've got to do some work nights and weekends and call it a good old-fashioned apprenticeship, even if you're volunteering your time for somebody that you know or somebody that knows somebody who goes, hey, Lisa Sharp, she wants to make this transition, and getting that hands-on experience is worthwhile to see if that's actually something you want to do. Because you might get out there and do some of that and go, ugh, that's not it. That would fit perfectly. That's what you have to do next. And I don't mind if you call me back, by the way. This is not a one and done show. But I think you've got to clarify and verify if you really want to be an electrician. I think you would really be happy in it. Am I right, or are you feeling like you're 50-50?
No, I think I would be. And I base that on the fact that my husband and I have done projects around the house, and we do what we can ourselves before hiring somebody. Yeah. And I actually love it.
I think so too. And here's my challenge for you. You ready? I want you to think over the weekend, your homework assignment. You have 2. Homework assignment 1, start doing the old, who do I know in that small area of Kentucky that knows an actually good electrician, maybe the electrician you guys hired to do something for you. Call them back and go, here's the deal. Would you be open to me doing a quasi apprenticeship for you just to clarify and verify so that I really verify what I know, I think, and what I think I know rather, and start doing that, and then find out from him or her or whoever, multiple electricians, what the best path is to being an actually good electrician. Maybe they even hire you. Maybe you start your own business, side hustle. But because of the creative element that you mentioned to me, your homework assignment is, what are all the creative ways that somebody in Wortland, Kentucky, who would have the qualifications and the skills to be a regular old-fashioned electrician could do some creative things? Maybe you could go into a house and do all the electric for a brand new house or a renovation. But could you also do some really cool lighting things? Because you see where I'm going? Where it's like, what could a qualified...
Where you have the aesthetic part.
Yes, because that's the creative element.
Yeah.
You start becoming the Christmas light person in all of Wortland, Kentucky.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm joking. I'm joking, but you see my point?
Yeah, no, that's actually funny because I see some pretty interesting, we'll say, Christmas lights in my area.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about residential. I'm talking about like when you've got county and businesses and they're willing to pay some money, and you come in as an electrician and you're doing it, and you do the display. You do the display, the hookup, and everything. And I'm just pushing you. I'm not telling you that's your idea. I'm saying that, I don't know. I hear somebody wants to be creative but likes working with their hands and electric. Well, there's a lot of things you could do. And then you could get into wedding lights and events and who knows what. That's your homework assignment.
That's I like that. I mean, I enjoy the aesthetic component.
I know you do.
You know, having a vision, putting it together.
Yeah.
You sort of revamping it, thinking it through.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually,
hey,
I never even thought of that.
Well, that's why you call me. That's why I'm here. Yeah. But listen, landscape lighting is big business too. It's not just Christmas lights. I was just throwing out the first thing in my head because I'm looking out my studio window and I see Christmas lights all in our lobby. But my point is that, you know, small businesses pay for stuff like that. Landscape lighting is big business. Golf courses all over the place. Well, you know, at the end of the day, that's all electric. But you bring in the aesthetic. I love the way you said it. I think your jam is aesthetic electric. That's what I think. I'm going to let you go on that one. I want you to stew on that. You can call me back. By the way, this is a key point. I've tried to tell our audience, I don't want the Ken Coleman Show to be a one and done where you feel like you've only got, and on YouTube, I take more time. On the radio show, I've tried to do about a 6-minute call. I just spent 10 minutes with Lisa because this is important stuff. But you can call back. Ken, and I have this happen a lot, and I'm very excited about it. I want this to be the case. I'm your guy. I'm your counselor, coach, and cheerleader. Call me back. Hey, Ken, you told me this a year ago or 6 months ago, and I did this. I'm down with that. I actually think it's good for people that watch and listen to this program to see, hey, I can make progress. So that's my 2 cents there. Let's get back to the phones. Joseph is with us in Fullerton, California. Joseph, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
How's it going, Ken?
Joseph, I'm having a blast, man. I'm ready to help you. What's going on?
So basically, a little quick synopsis. I'm 25. I've been working construction since out of high school. I didn't go to college. I do work for my dad or my friend's dad and his partner. I've been working for them, and they want to retire in about 5-10 years, and they're looking for me basically to buy them out. And I'm not sure what that looks like to buy out a company.
Okay.
Well, I'm making good money, but the problem is I don't want to live in California, I don't think.
Yeah.
And I do like doing construction. I like hands-on work. I like being outdoors. But I've also always dreamt of doing, like, drifting. I love cars. I love going fast. I mean, it may sound like a dream, but I've always thought about, drifting would be cool. But the problem with drifting is there's not a lot of money to be made in that industry.
All right, you threw a lot at me, okay, which is great. So I'm going to walk you through what you just kind of threw at me. Okay. Because you do not want to live in California for all the reasons that you have, and those are legit, I'm sure. I'm not even questioning those. The answer is no to buying this company. Mm-hmm. Because what you would be buying in a construction company, you're essentially buying the name, the reputation, maybe some customers. And for a guy who doesn't want to live in California, you should not consider buying a construction company that is in California. So that is thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. I'm going to pass because I don't think that's a part of my big plan. That's all you got to say. Okay. So that's that. The fact that you want to get into cars and drifting cars specifically, but it's not going to pay very well, means that that's a hobby. And I love hobby. Yeah. I love hobby level passions, but we're talking about work passion, and that's a hobby level. And I think that that's great. And if you go kill it, and maybe you start your own construction company in the state you want to live in with all that experience, the fact that you love construction, the fact that you are definitely a mechanically, if we think of building and fixing cars, those are all in the same bucket of the way your brain works, right? You're good with your brain and your hands. You can see what needs to be done, and then you have the ability to do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you are mechanical in nature on some level. That's a talent. And I think you enjoy doing that type of fixing, building, creative, mechanical work. Is that true?
That's true. I just feel like where I'm at now, I have a good opportunity to jump into some good money.
Okay,
in the next 5-10 years.
Okay, but how does that square with living in California? So if you say to me, Ken, I really want to stay in construction and I can make really good money in 5 to 10 years, I would say you can do that in another state working for another construction company. or, getting in it and getting established in the construction work in another state where you want to live, and then getting to a point where eventually you start your own construction company after you've been making good money for a while. And oh, by the way, you're doing it cash, no debt, and you buy your first little drifting car and you start messing around with that.
Yeah.
But what you have done is you're saying, but Ken, and I'm going, well, great. If you want to buy the company, we can talk through that and whether or not that's a good idea, and I can give you advice on that. But you told me I don't want to live in California. So why would we consider buying a company to make really good money in a place I don't want to live?
That's true.
I know. So let's fast forward for a second. Forget this particular opportunity. It's not the only opportunity. You are essentially saying to me, this is my only opportunity to make good money in construction, Ken. But that's not true, is it?
No.
You got some great experience, don't you?
Yeah, I believe so.
Are you married, single? What's your relationship status?
It's just me and my girlfriend, and we're also planning on in the future opening maybe like a nonprofit animal sanctuary because she loves animals.
Okay, great. What does she feel about you not wanting to stay in Fullerton?
She doesn't want to stay here either.
All right. Do you guys? First of all, are you guys planning to? Are you going to put a ring on it, or is this just kind of we're just kind of doing this thing?
We're serious. We're definitely serious.
Okay. Has the discussion happened about where would we want to start our life together if we don't want to be in Fullerton, California?
Yeah, we've been putting our eyes set on Colorado.
Great. Where in Colorado?
Colorado Springs.
Wonderful. I know the city well. I'm on the air there on a local talk radio station. Let me tell you, actually, it's kind of fun. Got to tell these folks on because now I'm on KRDO, AM 1240 and FM 105.5. So there you go. But anyway, Colorado Springs is a great area. So here's what happens. You two start figuring out, well, what do we think that timeline is to move to Colorado Springs? Well, since you don't have kids yet, I think you both need to be working because that allows you to maximize that time without children and work hard, save up money so that she can eventually start that nonprofit. And you've got a lot of options as well. So what are the construction companies in Colorado Springs? Are they hiring? And do they need somebody who can do what you need to do? Because if you can go in there and make really good money in construction and move up, and then once you're established, maybe start your own construction company or home reno company or whatever you want to do. It's that simple, brother. I mean, you are a talented guy. The trades are still booming, and they boomed even through the height of the corona. And if we're saying that this is a second spike we're going through, they're still booming. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that you guys get to choose. Hey, we want to go to Colorado Springs. Great. Start making a couple trips there and making some connections with people and get a couple face-to-face interviews. And
so how would I make that jump? Would I get the interview and then go down there, or would I tell my bosses first? Or
no, you don't need to tell them yet. You don't know what you're telling them. There's nothing to tell them.
True.
So until you get a job offer in Colorado Springs, I wouldn't tell them. Keep knocking it out, doing a great job. They really value you. So, you give them advance notice once you've got a deal on the table. Then you say, hey, guys, I'm making a move to Colorado Springs. But you don't move until you got something. So I'd start working relationships. Do you know anybody that lives in Colorado Springs?
Yeah, we know a couple up there.
Well, that's what I thought. So boom. Who are the construction companies? Get on the internet. There's a limited amount of people that are doing the kind of work that you can do in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
It's not going to be hard to find them. Then you go to this couple and go, do you guys know anybody that works over there? Or do you know anybody that knows somebody over there? And you go visit them and see if that couple let you stay with them and use some vacation time. And you go in and go on the couple job sites and say hello. You know that world. It's not like walking into an office building and dealing with a receptionist and a security guard. Walk around the construction site, smile, and say, hey. Hey, who's the foreman? Who's the boss man? Oh, yeah, right over there. Hey, man, I'm Joseph. My fiance and I are getting ready to move here. And I've been a foreman or whatever for this company in California for 7 years. You tell them your story. And listen, you may not have anything right now, but I'm just meeting people because, I'm looking to come in and jump in and do the work I've been doing. You know how easy that is.
Yeah, that's great advice.
I know. It's really good. So listen.
It's eye-opening.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's all you got to do. If you spent 3 days in Colorado Springs showing up on construction sites, you'd have all types of information.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
You've got a lot to offer, and you need to get your chin up and your chest out on that deal, and you know exactly how to do this. So go do it. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. All right, let's see here. How am I feeling? Let's do one more call. Let's go to Jay in Florence, South Carolina. Jay, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
How you doing, Ken?
Jay, I'm living the dream. What's up?
That's good. So I'm 24 years old. I'm a junior in college. I got about a year and a half before I graduate. I know what I want to do after graduation. I actually want to go work for the FBI. So I kind of got a two-part question. My first question being, what are some of the things I could be doing in the meantime to kind of make myself more competitive for that job market, considering the fact that becoming an FBI agent is relatively a competitive field to get into?
Yeah.
And my second question is, how can I go about building a network within the FBI community, considering the fact that their job is somewhat secretive?
Yeah. Okay, let's take on the first one. How can you prepare so that when you get out of school in a year and a half and you sign up, that you're making yourself as competitive as possible? So,
yes, sir.
If I were you, I would be finding out as much as you can on everything that's involved in getting through. So what's the test? What's the program? Is it 6 weeks? What all is involved? What are we going to be tested on? Book knowledge. What kind of firearm skills am I going to need? Is there a ideal physical fitness? I mean, I just don't know, but you do. And I would be looking at all of that. Just here's what I'm going to have to beat other people in. So it's almost like signing up for the decathlon, which is a 10-sport event in the Olympics. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, okay? But there's 10 events in the decathlon. And in order to get the gold medal in the decathlon, over the course of 10 events, your total score, your aggregate score in each of the events, so you may win one event, you may come up third in the other event, but across the 10 events, you've got to outscore everybody. I would have the decathlete mindset. I need to win as many of these as I can. I need to be really, really good in as many of these things as possible. And the things that I'm not really, really good in, I got to bust my butt to be good so that I've got a higher. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it does. So one more question. So how would you say, so let's say I did my research and I know the things that they look for. What advice would you give, considering the fact that I'll be going up against, so I'd say the average age for an FBI agent is about 28 years old. Is usually when they get on with the firm or whatnot. Considering the fact that I'll be 25 when I graduate, so I'll be going up against people, a bunch of guys or gals or whatnot that's maybe in their second career. What advice would you give for me, knowing that I'll be going up against someone that may be 10 years older than I am?
I wouldn't even think about it. You are the candidate. Okay. This is about you. And so back to the advice I just gave you. You need to be training starting today. If there's a physical component, you need to be going bananas. If there's, the mental component, listening to podcasts about mindset and mental toughness. I don't know. I don't know what all the things are. But whatever the 10 sports are in your decathlon, which is getting into the FBI, and you're going to go through a program where you're going to be assessed and it's highly competitive, that's what you focus on. And I don't think they care if you're 25 or 28, if you're scoring very high and you're doing very well and you're a great candidate. And I think that the only thing I'd add there is that, somebody older than you may have some more humility than you. I don't know. I don't know what life's done to them and what life's done to you. But I think if you're humble and hungry and they see a young man who is there for the job to serve and to protect and is humble enough to be taught, is very coachable, and displays adaptability, coachability, and likability, and honorability, all of those things. I think those are the things that you do that they go, this kid is 25, but he's way beyond his years. And
Gotcha.
and it's the character qualities that will make you just as same level as maybe somebody a little bit older. That would be the only thing I could think of. Okay. Now, you may do your homework and find out that they want people who have had maybe 2 to 3 years of law enforcement experience. I don't know if that's true, but look at all that and go, would it serve me best to go into law enforcement, local law enforcement for 2 to 3 years and then make the move? I don't know, but you can find that out. And so you have to pick, what do I think is the best path? But I will tell you this, I also love the fact that you want to go after it right out of school at 25. And if they turn you down, doesn't mean you're done. It's not no, it might be not yet. And then maybe go get some of that other law enforcement experience that kind of takes you over the hump. I don't know. But I would tell you this. The last piece of your question is the connection piece. I don't buy that you can't find somebody that's in the FBI, that you don't know somebody in the world that knows somebody who's an FBI agent who's willing to talk to a young guy who wants to do what they want to do, who wants to be them when they grow up. They're honored by that. And they may have to be sensitive on some parts of the conversation, but they can certainly give you wonderful advice. They can certainly, I think, make a phone call or two and let somebody know, hey, this is a sharp young recruit right here coming in. And that's what you do. And you work the proximity principle. I'm going to give you a copy of my #1 best-selling book on this issue, and it's about people and places. And for the next year and a half, you need to be looking for every opportunity possible to get around the right people and in the right places. I'm going to tell you who they are and how to do it. How does that sound?
That sounds good. I appreciate it, Ken.
Hang on the line. Madison's going to get you a copy of that book and do exactly what I tell you to do, but you can get there. All right. I just want to teach on this very briefly. I want to simplify what we know is like a big search item on the internet. People are searching all the time. How to find a job. How to get a job. How to get a job. And I saw that, Joe, and I was like, really? Like, people are searching that on the Google? Well, they are. So I thought, well, the reason people do that is because when that question pops up, like, I need a job or I want a job. And by the way, we're going to start this conversation and we're going to walk through it with the context of there's really 2 types of jobs we're talking about. Either the day job, meaning I just need a job right now for money, I was laid off, or I was furloughed because of COVID, or whatever. I'm coming out of college and I need to get into the workforce. So that's what I would call the day job. It's not the dream job. It's the day job that is either just getting me stable financially, or it gets me in. It's the starter. It's the entry level that gets me on the ladder or on the mountain so I can then scale to my dream job. Okay, so that's the context. So I thought, well, people search that. It's because they don't have in their mind I got to do these 3 things, 4 things. This is what I do. Okay, great. They're searching for somebody to go, hey, tell me what steps I need to take. So I thought, geez, I want to break this down. If you were to call the show and say, Ken, how do I get a job? All right. So let's talk day job first, and then we'll go look at dream job. Day job is, first thing I'm going to do is I need to be very clear on what my top talents are, what I do best. Hard skills, soft skills. I need to write them down. Write them down. I got to be really clear on this. Okay, next, what do I do? What experience do I have? What job, work experience do I have where ideally I know with confidence that these things I just wrote down, the things that I'm good at, hard skills and soft skills, I've used these in a work environment and I've done well. Okay, so we're going to look at talent and what experience do I have. We're writing this stuff down. You got to get it out of your head and see it. Okay, correct. Then we're going to say, okay, Ken talks about passion and mission, which passion is what work do I love to do? So write down, are there tasks, functions, roles in a work setting that I enjoy, I really, really love? Of course, there are some. Write them down. And then let's look at the mission piece. I define mission as results that matter to you. Okay, if I'm doing this work that I just wrote down that I really, really enjoy doing, what results does that work create? Well, it might create 3, 5, 6 results. Of those results, how many of those do you get excited about? Oh, really, it's only 2 or 1. Okay, great. Boom. Now we got some evidence. Now we got that, we start looking at what jobs are out there, and we start looking at the job description. Every job that's listed has a job description. They give you a summary, folks. They've done the work for you. Now the stuff that you've written down on paper or Type it out, print it out, match it up, print it out, and both documents and go, okay, here's what I'm good at. Here's what experience I have. Here's the work I kind of love to do. Or no, I love to do this. And here's the results I like to create. And here's the job description. Okay, does this match up? This one, not really. This one, yes, 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 yes. Whatever yeses we get, we go, okay, let's look that up. And then let's see what is out there on culture. Do some research. Glassdoor, Indeed, websites like this, Facebook. What are people saying on Twitter, Facebook about these companies? What are the local reviews by customers? You get a good idea if it's a good culture, good place, honorable, good people. So when you do that, and it's the same thing for the dream job, but on the day job, we don't really need passion and mission if it's a day job for two reasons. Either A, it's just getting you stable financially, or B, it's your entry-level job. So entry-level is not going to be the dream job, but it gets me in. That's why they call it entry-level. So that's how we get a job. We first identify the right kind of jobs. And if I just need a day job, then really talent and experience is all you're writing down. You're matching that with the job description. And then you're saying, let's make sure it's a healthy place to work, because I don't want to go do this job and 6 weeks later be miserable. If it's dream job, well, it's talent, passion, mission. What do I do best? What work do I love to do? What results do I love to create? Match it up with the job description. Check the culture. Ding, 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 ding. There's the simple process. It's just a match game. If you know what you need to be matching up with the job descriptions out there, and then go. That's how we get a job. Now, I've got all the Get Hired guides, which will teach you about resume, win the interview, how to follow up. All those are free at kencoleman.com. Go download that as well. All right, Joseph, full show today. Good stuff. My time is almost up. But before I let you go, you matter. You do have what it takes. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, this is The Ken Coleman Show. Press on.